From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Friday morning. Right now you're taking a live look at Pasco. This view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils. Not really seeing that much out there for this morning. Visibility looking pretty good for lower elevations. It does look like we are seeing some subtle reductions in visibility in the lower Yakima Valley. Definitely something we're going to keep tabs on throughout the rest of this morning. And also up in the Cascades, Snoqualmie Pass, White Pass, socked in with fog. That's something else that we're going to track throughout the rest of this morning. But in the basin, in the foothills, in the blues, thus far, visibility looking pretty good. On to temperatures now as we're right around that freezing threshold in the blue foothills. The same thing for the lower Columbia Basin and mostly either at or below freezing in the valley. So a good deal of us are going to need the ice scraper for this morning as you're headed out the front door, and all of us are going to need to bundle up. So for today, we could have some low elevation gloom and low-lying clouds returning, just given that the winds are going to be much lighter for today. But that's really just going to be a footnote compared to some of the very cold air that we'll have to deal with for Sunday through Wednesday, maybe some of the coldest air the season thus far, and we'll keep it mostly dry. But I'll tell you just how cold some of these overnight lows could get down to, and that's going to be coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, deputies in Benton County opened a death investigation after finding a body near the Columbia River. What we know so far. But first, multiple agencies from the Tri-Cities in an hours-long standoff after a wanted man locks himself inside his Kennewick home. What our very own Monique Ledesma saw at the scene. Also ahead, the ban on TikTok set to take effect Sunday, but there are talks about potentially delaying the ban. We have all the latest details on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. It is Friday, January 17th. Happy Friday. We're going to start your morning off with developing news. Now, many law enforcement agencies spent several hours in a standoff with a man in Kennewick. Now, this happened at a home on the 300 block of South Roosevelt Street last night. Our very own Monique Ledesma was at the scene, and one officer told her they had evidence the man was inside and armed with a gun. Kennewick, Richland, and Pasco police were on the scene, along with Benton and Franklin County Sheriff's offices, also Tri-City SWAT, and the Richland Bomb Squad. Authorities used flashbangs and spoke on a loudspeaker to try and get the man to come out of the house, and you can hear some of that in that video. Officers also broke some house windows to send a drone inside. After 4.5 hours, the man came out of the house and was arrested. He was booked into the Benton County Jail on 2 counts of assault in the first degree, also unlawful possession of a firearm, resisting arrest, and obstruction. Now, the Benton County Sheriff's Office is investigating a death after a body was found near the Columbia River at a park in Findlay. According to Benton County Coroner Bill Leach, the body was found yesterday morning at Two Rivers Park. At this time, a preliminary investigation is underway to uncover the cause of death. Now to a follow-up, a business owner in Grandview is left picking up the pieces after a fire broke out early Wednesday morning in the downtown area. Raymond Navarro is the son of Miss Sylvia, who owned the Hereby Hope. Navarro says his mom always wanted a shop where she could help people through natural remedies. He says she first started her business in 1998 and has been at the downtown location for over 20 years. He also says it was his mom's dream to have a place where she was her own boss. But when she got a call at 6:30 that morning, she didn't know that everything would change in just a matter of seconds.
She, let me know that she made it out of the building with just the top that she had on, and I went back in the house, grabbed some clothes for her, and things she needed, and made my way down to the police department where she was waiting. Unfortunately, watching her building burn down from down the street.
I appreciate all the people that have called me because they are worried, but I don't feel so much of the loss. The only thing I feel is that I was left without a home, where to live, and all the people that would come and visit me at my shop.
Since the fire, Navarro has brought his mom to live with him. Her other family members have helped her as well with daily necessities, but she did lose everything as her home was located behind her shop and also was destroyed due to the fire. Navarro has now started a GoFundMe page to help his mom. And again, the cause of the fire is still under investigation, and you can find that GoFundMe link up on our website. Rod's House in Yakima opened a new shelter back in November, and since then, they've been able to house more than a dozen young adults experiencing homelessness. And now they're expanding, getting ready to open up the other half of the shelter for those under 18. Our Emily Goodell has the story.
They're still waiting on state approval, but they do have all the infrastructure in place. And now they're receiving some extra funding to make that youth shelter feel more like a home. Thanks to a $30,000 grant from the Pacific Power Foundation.
The Pacific Power Foundation is proud to support Rod's House while they tackle youth and young adult homelessness. And really, it's an honor to be even a small part of that mission.
Rod's House opened half of its new shelter back in November, serving young adults 18 to 24.
Things are nothing but amazing. Our amazing staff have been able to welcome all of our young people to the program.
Day to day, a full house with a wait list, but several young people already getting into housing.
Housing first is key to success, and continuing to implement our life skills and preparing young people to be living alone is what we're doing here.
The organization waiting on final approval from the Department of Children, Youth and Families to open the other half of the shelter to serve youth 13 to 17.
Nothing's guaranteed until we get that email and that approval, but we are hoping to open the doors in the next couple of weeks.
The $30,000 grant going a long way to help reach that goal, but Rod's House always in need of donations. Right now, it's winter clothing.
We want to make sure that young people have something to wear. Specifically now it's super cold and the temperatures are going to get colder next week.
Rod's House is also partnering with Mod Pizza to hold a fundraiser later this month. Reporting from the Yakima Newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
More news out of Yakima. It's good news for the Yakima Valley College Faculty Union. Members are signing a new bargaining agreement with YVC, which comes after 2 years of negotiations. The previous agreement expired back in June 2023 after being rolled over for a year. The new contract includes automatic salary increases for full-time faculty based on their years of service at the college. Also, a clearer process for putting temporarily contracted faculty on tenure track, as well as provisions for more equitable pay.
Last time we were, as the union, communicating to the public, we were saying things are terrible, they won't listen to us, we don't have equity, we don't have transparency, we don't have communication, and we're seeing improvement in all of those, and we really want to praise the institution for moving in that direction.
Union leaders and the administration signed the new contract on January 9th, and it will remain in effect through 2027. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, a Starship spacecraft from SpaceX ends with an explosion on its 7th test flight. We have the full video coming up. But first, our Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back.
Happy 2025. Make it a good year. If you've been injured and went through the holidays and didn't get a fair settlement, give us a call. We'll tell you what to bring in, and it's a free consultation.
If you've been injured in an accident, find out what your rights are.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories, including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
Swing into Fred's Appliance for our New Year, New Kitchen Super Sale and discover unbeatable deals on the largest selection of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in our region.
Make cleanup a breeze with a brand new model Bosch dishwasher, limited to stock on hand, only $449. Save over 40%.
Quiet operation, advanced water efficiency, and a variety of cycle options.
Fred's, it's appliances, only appliances.
At Fred's, we sell appliances, only appliances.
Hey Raptors, we want to rent these 2 chairs for the winter. We're kind of out on being cold this year.
Glad you dig it here, but this really isn't a vacation rental sort of place.
We hear ya, but what if we put on Raptor suits and then suddenly there are 4 of us? Yeah, we'll be your nieces, Layla and Kinley. I'm Kinley, the Raptor, and I love burgers.
I love it!
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, a ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Not so sure we're gonna pull this off.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain. I have plantar fasciitis.
My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
Hello, I'm Alan Brecky from Alan Brecky Law Offices. For over 30 years, we've been protecting public safety in the Tri-Cities and surrounding communities. Some of our cases over the years have contributed to safer roads, safer public events, and a safer environment for our children.
Tonight, a beloved father who went missing and evidently told his best friends not to come looking for him.
Let's just say the phrase, "over my dead body," takes on a new meaning.
Just when you think you know where the story is headed, things take a turn.
2020, tonight on ABC.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a tour of this morning's temperatures as we're down into the 20s and 30s in Kittitas County, right at freezing in Ellensburg. Look at this, very chilly up towards Snoqualmie Pass, right at 20 degrees. So a lot of us would probably have a frosty or frozen start there. The same thing up and down the Yakima Valley as these temperatures are spanning from 26 to 30 degrees. 30 for Grandview, 26 at the airport in Yakima. Then in the lower Columbia Basin, looks like most of us are either at or below freezing, technically 1 degree above freezing for Hermiston and Boardman, but I think you get the gist, and it's really, we're just about as cold in the Bluefoot Hills and up in the Blue Mountains, so you also might have to break out the ice scraper in these neck of the woods as well. Here's your day planner for today. For lower elevations, high temperatures today going to struggle to make it to 40 degrees. Now, model consensus going with mostly sunny conditions, especially for the valleys and for the basin. But keep in mind, since winds are going to be much lighter for today, I would not be surprised to see some more low elevation clouds forming. But for now, we're gonna stick with the models and we're gonna say sunny skies. So for today, highs back down to more seasonal values, maybe just a couple degrees above average for this time of the year. But this is nothing compared to some of the cold weather we're going to have for this week, and especially to start off next week. So I'll tell you just how cold some of those overnight lows could be, and that will be coming up during your full First Alert weather forecast, which will be in about I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes.
And here he pops on over to talk about space news now. So SpaceX, the company, has confirmed its Starship spacecraft exploded during a test flight.
The spacecraft took off from the company's Starbase facilities in South Texas yesterday evening. This was its 7th uncrewed test mission.
Good thing they take so many uncrewed test missions, but it was expected to spend about an hour soaring through space before splashing down in the Indian Ocean, but it stopped sharing data not long after the flight began.
SpaceX says Starship experienced a, quote, rapid unscheduled disassembly, and the company will review data to determine exactly why it exploded. Shortly after takeoff, SpaceX was able to successfully guide the Super Heavy booster back to a landing at the launch site.
And SpaceX plans to eventually use Starship to carry convoys of people to Mars. That has been Elon Musk's dream for a long time.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, the ban on TikTok set to take effect on Sunday, but now we're learning it may be potentially delayed. Read the details, plus what President Biden and President-elect Trump are doing about it. That's in just a few minutes. But first, Josh, what can you tell us about the weekend weather?
Here's a hint. You'll really want to bundle up, but I'll save the exacts for the other side of the break.
My name's Will Enzi. I do the dock. I put stuff out in the store too. And I've been here for about 7 years and a half now. And I went over to Pasco, a big tall guy, Robert. I got introduced to him and then he gave me the job. I like taking donations and I like talking to people. I like the people come here and yeah, this is a good place to work.
Goodwill. Donate, shop, impact locally.
Wait, this gorgeous piece of love seat is on sale too.
Yeah, at Furniture Row, every sofa, sectional, and recliner is on sale.
Epic sell-off? Woo! Also this table with the beautiful finish.
On sale, along with every dining group, chair, bar stool.
Epic sell-off! Woohoo!
Let me guess, this bed, dresser, mattress, even the pillow, all on sale.
Now you got it. Or score 60 months, no interest.
Epic sell-off! Woo!
The Epic sell-off on now at Furniture Row.
Life's too short to put up with a bad bank. You have a life, places to go, people to see, and things to get done. You don't have time for banks or credit unions that don't care. You deserve better. At Yakima Federal Savings and Loan, we've served Central Washington and the Columbia Basin since 1905 with 10 branches, face-to-face service, and a 5-star app when you're on the go. So go have fun. Do what makes you happy. Life's too short to put up with anything less. Bank better with Yakima Federal.
With a new CR-V from McCurley Honda in Richland, your way home is ready for every Tri-Cities adventure. And yes, it's packed with cup holders. From Costco runs to weekend escapes in the Great Northwest, the Honda CR-V has the space, style, and smarts to handle it all. With available all-wheel drive and impressive fuel efficiency, it's the perfect fit for life here at home. Drive home today in a new Honda CR-V and get 1.9% financing. McCurley Honda, your way home.
And Consumer Reports.
We're testers.
This organization accepts no advertising or sponsorship.
Since 1936.
Testing dishwashers, TVs, cars, vacuums.
We buy directly from stores, just like you.
Making sure products are safe.
And that they last.
Because we're advocates.
Engineers and scientists. We're testers. We're Consumer Reports.
Join us.
Texans Chiefs NFL Countdown starts at 11 Saturday morning on Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Right now you're taking a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart. You can see no real obstructions to visibility in the valley for this morning, at least in the upper valley. Now we do have some reductions in visibility in the lower valley down towards Sunnyside and Toppenish. So that's definitely something we're going to keep track of throughout the rest of this morning. Also up in the Cascades, Snoqualmie Pass socked in with some pretty thick fog, and that would probably be freezing fog as we're down to around 20 degrees this morning up towards Snoqualmie Pass. A lot of us are either around or below freezing for this morning, right around that threshold in the Blue Foothills. The same thing for the lower Columbia Basin, and a little bit colder than that up and down the Kittitas and Yakima Valley. So a lot of us are going to need the ice scraper for this morning, and all of us are going to have to bundle up. A little bit later today, we're going to be cooler compared to yesterday. We'll still be technically like 1 to 2 degrees above average for this time of the year. So a lot of lower elevation spots are going to end up around 40 degrees. We're expecting more sunshine for now, but if we do see some of that lower elevation gloom returning for today, I would not be too surprised, just given that the winds are going to be much lighter as opposed to yesterday. And then for tonight, overnight lows falling down into the 20s across the map. So all of us are going to have to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, and the plumbing. And once again, if we did see some low elevation patchy freezing fog returning, I would not be too shocked. High temperatures are going to be even colder as we head into Saturday. The coldest of the cold are going to be for Monday, and then a little bit more seasonal by the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday. But the coldest of the cold of this cold snap going to be for the mornings of Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Now, the good news is that we've trended a little bit warmer. You know, the forecast models have trended a little bit warmer with this event, but not by much. We're still expecting lows as low as 15 degrees for the Cascades, Valleys, Basin, and Foothills, all the way down to 10 degrees for the Blues. So again, you're going to have to make that plan right now to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, the plumbing, and the people. And in terms of rainfall chances over the next 7 days, not much doing. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. High stuck in the 30s for Sunday and beyond. The coldest morning will likely be on Monday. In Yakima, lows down into the teens for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, only slightly warmer by next Wednesday and Thursday. Then in Ellensburg, the same cycle as Yakima, down into the teens for the mornings of Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. In Hermiston, highs in the 30s for most, if not all, of next week, and Monday morning will likely feature the lowest of the lows. And then for Walla Walla, highs around freezing for Sunday through Tuesday, then only partially thawing out by midweek.
Thank you, Josh. In your national headlines this morning, the future of the popular social media app TikTok is up in the air. A ban is set to take place on Sunday unless the company cuts ties with its China-based parent company. Nicole D'Antonio has the details.
This morning, with the Supreme Court scheduled to issue one or more rare Friday opinions, court watchers are speculating that a ruling on the future of TikTok could come as early as today.
What am I supposed to do?
The justices are facing a Sunday deadline that Congress set last year when they passed a law requiring TikTok to cut ties with China over national security concerns or be banned in the U.S.
They said that they're going to take away TikTok.
The justices could issue a last-minute temporary injunction that pauses the ban while they weigh the case, or they could let the law stand and do nothing at all. Another possibility, President-elect Trump is now considering an executive order to try and circumvent the law, possibly delaying it for 60 to 90 days. But as ABC's Elizabeth Schulze explains, even that could be difficult.
Because at the end of the day, this ban is part of a bipartisan law that was passed through Congress. It would take a lot for the president to be able to overrule something that's already the law.
Trump originally tried to ban TikTok during his first term and even railed against it during the 2024 campaign, but changed course, later vowing to save the app. TikTok CEO is set to attend Trump's inauguration on Monday alongside other tech CEOs. Trump's incoming national security advisor shared his plans to keep the app from going dark.
He's a deal maker. I don't want to get ahead of our executive orders, but we're going to create the space to put that deal in place.
This week, a group of Democrats in the House and Senate introduced a bill that would have given TikTok's parent company an additional 270 days to sell or divest. However, Republican Senator Tom Cotton objected to it.
The law does say a president can delay the ban if TikTok is on a path to being sold by its Chinese owner, but there's no public evidence yet of that being the case. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, you've probably seen the legal back and forth between the cast members from the movie It Ends With Us, and it certainly isn't ending anytime soon. We have the latest on the lawsuit, plus a benefit concert to fund or help the LA fire victims. We have more entertainment news after the break.
At US Cellular, you don't have to choose between a great phone and the right phone plan for you. You can get 4 free phones of your choice and 4 lines for just $90.
That's like us not having to choose between tickets to wrestling or that puppet musical.
Because you get both.
US Cellular, built for us.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, West Richland, Hermiston, Road 68 in Pasco, and at the new location on West Court Street in Pasco. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. at all 6 locations. Get the lowest prices on the largest selection of vape mods, classic to tropical vape flavors, batteries, cigars, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. Don't waste time in other places. Go to Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Hi, I'm David Smith.
And I'm Tori Smith, local owners of Mattress Depot USA.
We both grew up in the Seattle area.
But unlike our large competitors, we still live in this community.
We do business with local manufacturers from right here in the Pacific Northwest.
Hey, we realize that your top priority is to get a quality mattress at the best possible price. And that's what we do.
And it never hurts to do business with someone local.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Looking for the perfect spot to relax? Welcome to Hoops, your new favorite restaurant and bar, where the vibe is clean, the food is delicious, and the staff always friendly. Whether you're in for a night of trivia, a round of pool, darts, dancing, pull tabs, or karaoke, Hoops has it all. Great food, great people, Hoops, where every night is a great experience. Hoops Bar. Stop by today for your next great night out.
At McCurley Subaru, your way home starts with the adventure-ready 2025 Subaru Forester with all-new styling from the ground up. Built for life in the Tri-Cities and wherever the road takes you, the Forester is perfect for everything, from quick trips to the farmer's market to weekend escapes into the mountains. Its all-wheel drive and generous ground clearance tackle every twist and turn, while the spacious interior has room for family, friends, and all your gear. Save on a new Subaru Forester today from McCurley Subaru.
Want to test drive US Cellular's nationwide 5G coverage for free?
Here we go.
Hey, I wonder if US Cellular lets me stream in my... Yep, it's working.
Download the U.S. Cellular Trius app today.
A waterfall, a footbridge, and more. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're talking about music. A pair of massive concerts are being planned to raise money for the LA fire victims.
It's called Fire Aid, and the two shows will take place January 30th in Inglewood.
The list of performing artists kind of reads like a who's who of popular music from over the past several decades. It includes Billie Eilish, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Lady Gaga, Pink, Katy Perry, Jelly Roll, Lil Baby, Sting, Steven Stills, and Stevie Nicks.
Also, Dave Matthews and John Mayer will also perform together for the first time.
Ooh, that sounds exciting. Also, organizers have promised to announce even more artists coming soon.
The concerts will be live streamed on most of the major apps and broadcast on more than 850 iHeartRadio stations. Tickets for the live shows go on sale next Wednesday.
And now moving on to the ongoing legal battle between the stars of the film It Ends With Us.
Actor and director of the film, Justin Baldoni, has now filed a lawsuit against Blake Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds. He's accusing the couple of extortion, defamation, and invasion of privacy. He claims they used their enormous star power to hijack the film that he both co-starred in and directed.
Baldoni is seeking $400 million and a jury trial, and this comes after Lively filed a lawsuit against Baldoni just weeks ago. She accused him of sexual harassment and launching a smear campaign to ruin her reputation.
Blake Lively's legal team responded in a statement. It calls it another example of the abuser trying to turn the tables on a victim. Lively's attorneys say the lawsuit does not refute evidence brought by Lively and says the lawsuit will fail.
And director David Lynch has died. Lynch was known for his unique and surrealistic films and TV shows, including Blue Velvet and Twin Peaks.
His first feature film was the cult classic Eraserhead, which he then followed up with the commercial hit The Elephant Man. Lynch's family confirmed his death via his official Facebook page, but did not provide a cause. He was 78 years old.
And check this out now. One of cinema's most iconic homes has found new owners.
People magazine reports the famous Home Alone house in the Chicago suburb has officially sold for $5.5 million.
Beautiful house still today, and this home is known for its starring role in the 1990 holiday classic, which found 8-year-old Kevin McAllister, played by Macaulay Culkin, mistakenly left home alone after his family went on Christmas vacation.
Since then, the 5-bedroom, 6-bathroom, 9,100 square foot estate has become a beloved landmark. Built in 1921, it still remains its nostalgic charm.
But it doesn't look quite the same on the inside. It's been updated with modern amenities like a gym, a home theater, an indoor sports court, and a heated 3-car garage. Wow. Now, Regal Cineworld theaters will soon be getting an upgrade as well.
The movie chain giant has announced that it will be installing 4,000 laser projectors in its theaters across the U.S. and some foreign markets.
It's part of a new deal with cinema tech giant Barco, and the new laser projectors are said to improve the image quality and operations.
They are also better for the environment. The new projectors will be in the theaters by 2030.
And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest at 5:30, we told you previously about the ballot box fires in both Vancouver and Washington just days before the presidential election, and it's been some time since we heard an update, but FBI officials have finally released new details on the arson suspect.
Those details are in your next half hour, but first let's check out your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple is pausing its AI-generated news alerts with its latest beta software update. The move follows complaints that the feature generated inaccurate news summaries. Apple plans to add a warning to the notifications to make it clear that the summaries may contain errors. Next, the Federal Trade Commission has banned GM and OnStar from selling driver data for 5 years. An FTC investigation found the company collected information about customer vehicle use and then sold it to third parties linked to insurance companies. GM said customers can delete their personal information through a form on its website. Finally, some big news for gamers. Nintendo has introduced the Switch 2. It is the first major gaming console from Nintendo since the original Switch 8 years ago. A video shows its 2 controllers and a larger screen, but no release date just yet. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Inez, let me ask you, you're using Head & Shoulders, right?
Only when I see flakes. Then I switch back to my regular shampoo.
You should use it every wash. Otherwise, the flakes will come back.
He's right, you know.
Is that Tiny Troy?
The ingredients in Head & Shoulders keep the microbes that cause flakes that big.
Microbes, really?
They're always on your scalp. But good news, there's no itchiness, dryness, or flakes down here.
I love Tiny Troy and his tiny, gorgeous hair.
Make every wash count.
And for stubborn dandruff, try Head & Shoulders Clinical Strength.
New Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold or Flu Fizzy Chews. Chew, fizz. Feel better fast. No water needed. New Alka-Seltzer Plus Fizzy Chews.
Patients who have sensitive teeth but also want whiter teeth, they have to make a choice, one versus the other. Sensodyne Clinical White provides 2 shades whiter teeth as well as providing 24/7 sensitivity protection. Patients are going to love to see Sensodyne on the shelf.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, it is Friday. It's supposed to get even colder, isn't it?
Yes.
And you're predicting what? Oh, how did you do on the 3-degree guarantee from yesterday?
I got it right, but it was another nail biter once again. So I went with a forecast high of 45 degrees in Pasco, and it verified at 48 degrees. And like I was saying yesterday, the winds can make the high temperature forecast a little tricky, and that's exactly what happened. But I just survived, so the jackpot went up to $475, and so that means that here are the stakes for today. I'm going with a forecast high of 42 degrees in Pasco, a little bit cooler. So if the actual high verifies between 39 to 45 degrees, the jackpot's going to go up to $500, and that would be 20 days in a row of getting this contest correct. So that's a big personal goal for me, and that would mean a lot of cash for you if I happen to get it wrong. So we'll see how it pans out. Right now, you're taking a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart. Not seeing any fog in the upper Yakima Valley for this morning. It looks like we do have some subtle reductions in visibility in the lower Yakima Valley, but good visibility in the basin and the foothills and the blues, but Snoqualmie Pass, White Pass, socked in with some fog for this morning. Temperatures hovering right around freezing across the board, right around freezing in the foothills, the lower Columbia Basin, a little bit colder than that in the Kittitas and Yakima Valley. So a lot of us are going to have to break out the ice scraper for this morning. And of course, all of us are going to need the heavy jacket. Me personally, I'm going to go with the heavy jacket all throughout the day in the Tri-Cities, as we're going to be just a couple degrees above average for this time of the year. Might feel a little bit better in that sunshine, but there is the chance that we could see some low elevation clouds returning and some more low elevation gloom. So to touch on that a little bit more, I'll have that zone by zone tour of today's forecast, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now we start this half hour off with the follow-up. FBI officials from Portland and Seattle provided updates on the investigation into fire set inside 3 ballot boxes in both Vancouver and Portland from October 2024. Now, authorities believe a male suspect that may have metalworking and welding experience was behind the 3 fires. They have described him as a white man aged 30 to 40 who's balding or has very short hair. Authorities also say they are trying to figure out whether the suspect has pro-Palestinian views or used the message to try to create confusion.
We don't know how the suspect interacts with others, but even a loner would likely spend extra time with family, friends, or others, anyone in the Pacific Northwest who may have had unusual interactions with someone or observed unusual activity to come forward and help us identify the individual.
The FBI is still offering a $25,000 reward for information leading to the ID, arrest, and conviction of the person involved in these crimes. The Washington State Department of Commerce is announcing 27 state and federal funding awards that'll help finance affordable housing units in 12 counties across the state. Now, this will result in 1,282 units of new affordable housing. These awards will supplement funding from sources such as cities, counties, traditional bank loans, and low-income housing tax credits. Locally, Ellensburg and Kittitas County will benefit from a little over $3 million, and Yakima County will see $3.6 million. Now, with these frigid temperatures, many people need a place to warm up. That's why the Mid-Columbia libraries have been designated as warming centers by the Benton Franklin Health District. They have library branches all across the region. Carlos Orozco, the Associate Director of Communications for the MCL, says the centers are free and open to the public.
We like to imagine ourselves as a hub for the community, and during cold weather we do the same. So if anyone wants to come in and just sit down at some of our comfortable seating or chairs, or any of our libraries are open for anyone to come in and use.
Also in Walla Walla County, First Congregational Church will host the Walla Walla Emergency Warming Center from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. beginning this Sunday, January 19th through Monday. And could the Yakima Air Terminal soon be offering flights to the Portland International Airport? Well, we spoke with Airport Director Robert Hodgman, who says there's not a set time yet on when exactly this will happen, but he says it could be as early as this summer. Alaska Airlines would offer a daily direct flight with the mid-morning arrival and a late-morning departure. However, those times are still preliminary, and Hodgman tells us with Alaska recently purchasing Hawaiian Air, the chance to get to spots like that is faster, which is something he says he's been working on since he joined the Yakima Airport team about 20 months ago.
We're looking forward to. Because of the merger between Alaska Airlines and Hawaiian Air, Alaska is moving a lot of their domestic connecting flights to Portland. And so this is a benefit not only for passengers wanting to get to Portland, but this provides more options for connecting flights.
The airport is also launching 4 new construction projects this summer, and that includes a new baggage claim and solar canopies in the parking lot, among other changes. Also, fun fact, Yakima is using the same architect that PDX used on their recent remodeling. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, we get to hear from a Tri-Cities native who's played for the Seattle Mariners. Dan Hansen has who exactly it is and what he's doing now in just a few minutes.
Texans, Chiefs, NFL Countdown starts at 11 Saturday morning on Apple Valley News Now.
It's our annual year-end inventory closeout sale at Mattress Depot USA.
This is your best opportunity of the year to save hundreds.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories, including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
Kick off the new year with a great deal from Overturf Volkswagen. Save $3,500 off every new 2024 Volkswagen Tiguan on the lot. Or get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Shop online anytime at overturfvw.com. Overturf Volkswagen at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
Owning a food truck was my dream, but my back and leg pain made every day a struggle. Then my personalized arch support system from the Good Feet store got me back in the picture.
Clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm back to being the best version of myself.
Get back in the picture. The Good Feet store. Book your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
At McCurley Chevrolet, the 2024 Silverado 1500 is built to dominate every job, every road, and every adventure. With legendary strength, advanced technology, and rugged capability, the Silverado does it all. Whether you're towing, hauling, or heading off the beaten path. Right now, get huge discounts on the 2024 Silverado 1500. Power, performance, and savings like you've never seen before. Don't wait. Visit McCurley Chevrolet today and take home the truck that works as hard as you do. McCurley Dealerships, your way home.
Lather, rinse, repeat. It never feels like enough. It's not your products, it's your water. Culligan water softeners prevent damaging hard water buildup, revitalizing your hair and skin. Upgrade your routine with Culligan.
At Mattress Depot USA, we realize your top priority is to get a quality mattress at a great price.
And it never hurts to do business with someone local.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
The wildfires, the destruction, the heroes, and hope. Now this morning, GMA is in LA. Robin, Michael, Ginger, the GMA family helping families in need. Watch this morning to see how you can help. SoCal Strong.
Tonight, a beloved father who went missing and evidently told his best friends not to come looking for him.
Let's just say the phrase "over my dead body" takes on a new meaning.
Just when you think you know where the story is headed, things take a turn.
2020, tonight on ABC.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on that ski report tour. And this ski report is brought to you by Schweitzer Village. And how about that? We're going to start off at Schweitzer. No new snow over the past 24 hours. The base depth up to 63 inches. We'll take it down to Ski Bluewood, where there has also not been any new snow over the past 24 hours. The base depth still right at 50 inches. And then for White Pass, you'd expect the same thing. No new snow. The base depth up to 60 inches. These temperatures up towards these ski resorts going to be very cold for this weekend. We'll have more to say about that coming up a little bit later in the show. But first, I did want to take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast, starting off in Kittitas County, where it's not going to feel too warm out there. We'll have high temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Should be light winds overall. The same thing in the Yakima Valleys. These high temperatures are going to be up around 40 degrees. And then also we should have light winds overall in the lower Columbia Basin. High temperatures getting up around 40. Should be plenty of sunshine. At least that's what model consensus is saying for right now. But conventional wisdom would tell you when we have winds that are calming down, sometimes that cold air, drains off of the mountain ranges, sets back into those lower elevations, and could result in some low-lying stratus clouds, maybe a little bit more low elevation gloom. So that's just something we have to see how it ends up panning out. But highs today in the Bluefoot Hills up around 40 degrees, but in the Blue Mountains they're a little bit closer to 30. And like I said, we trend much colder as we head into this weekend. The coldest of the cold lows for the mornings of Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I'll tell you just how cold we could get coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Talking about sports this morning, Sean O'Malley has deep roots in the Tri-Cities. His father played football for Richland High School, and he helped the Suns win a state title back in the early 2000s. Our Dan Hansen takes us to where Sean is now and how he's still on the field.
It's home for me. It's kind of a place that molded me, taught me what hard work is.
Born in Richland, Washington, and a longtime resident of the Tri-Cities, Sean O'Malley remembers the area fondly. His love of sports is something that's ingrained in his everyday life. Known as a baseball player, O'Malley says he almost took a different path.
My brother went to college to play football, and it was just like kind of was trying to follow in his footsteps a little bit. And it was like the family sport you always wanted to be good at.
One of his coaches talked him into trading in the football helmet for a baseball bat. O'Malley says Tim Sanders was an instrumental part of molding him into not only a major league caliber baseball player, but the person he is today. O'Malley was drafted by the then Tampa Bay Devil Rays. He played for the Montgomery Biscuits, where he met what he calls the MVP of the family, his wife, Samantha.
I went to go see a Biscuit game, and I was just joking with my new friends, and I said, I'm going to marry me a Biscuit. And sure enough, that actually came true.
O'Malley eventually made his major league debut as a member of the Anaheim Angels as a pinch hitter for eventual Hall of Famer Albert Pujols. The Angels released O'Malley, and it didn't take him long to catch on with his childhood team, the Seattle Mariners.
Seemed too good to be true. And then, the first day I go to spring training, I run into Ken Griffey Jr., Edgar Martinez, Jay Buhner, and I'm sitting there like, is this real life?
O'Malley spent a few years with the Mariners before retiring in 2019. He got into coaching after a conversation with the Mariners scout, returning to the Mariners organization as a hitting coach for the Everett Aqua Sox, then the Arkansas Travelers, and now the Tacoma Rainiers. O'Malley says molding the young players is something he's passionate about.
If I can get them to listen to me, to believe in me, then I have a chance to make an impact in their life and in their career.
And O'Malley is one of 4 members entering the first Southridge Suns Hall of Fame class in February. And he and Samantha now have 4 children. And he says that without his family and Coach Sanders, he wouldn't be where he is today. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, what do Jon Voight, Mel Gibson, and Sylvester Stallone all have in common? Well, aside from being actors, they're also on President-elect Trump's radar. What he says he wants to do with Hollywood, and more of your top stories is coming up in your morning sprint. But first, Josh will have your full weather forecast.
Valentine's Day at the Country Mercantile is where passion meets perfection in every handcrafted delight. Our master chocolatiers create gourmet chocolates, chocolate-dipped strawberries, and delicious works of art, each piece a testament to timeless elegance. From balloons, local ciders, and fresh flowers to carefully curated gift baskets, every gift is a masterpiece designed to speak the language of love. Make this Valentine's Day extraordinary. Explore our collection in store or online at countrymercantile.com.
Alice's birthday is coming up. We're in this comfy room in Triple Play Hotel so we can make plans without her hearing.
So we need a huge cake, a giant salad, and a good-sized mariachi band. Hold on a second. Does it seem a little dark in here for 2 p.m.?
Sorry, guys. Where I'm from, they didn't do birthdays. It's very exciting.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, a ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
I'm a real wild one.
Once in a while, we all want to go wild. We just need a little help. Meet a little help. The 2024 Ford Bronco Sport Wild Edition goes over any terrain, so you can go all out. Get a wild deal on a Bronco Sport today. Lease a 24 Bronco Sport 4x4 Wild Edition for just $299 a month for 36 months, only at your local Ford dealer.
Find your next way to escape. Go where the adventure awaits you, in the heart of Washington State. Kittitas County is a land of 1,000 journeys. No matter what your heart desires, you can find it waiting for you in the outdoors of Central Washington. See all that you can see, and more will be just around the corner. Whether you're in Central Washington for one of our area's many local events, an historical expedition, a shopping spree, to enjoy a weekend of wine tasting, or just for a night's rest on your way to another destination, there are great Central Washington stays standing by to welcome you. Can you hear it? That's the vineyards of Central Washington. With a vintage for every taste, you're bound to find your new favorite. Meet the makers and hear the stories of how some of the greatest wine in the PNW came to be. To begin your experience, visit centralwashingtonoutdoor.com. Adventures, activities, dining, lodging, and more. It's all just around the corner in Central Washington.
Judy Justice, today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Right now you're taking a live look at Richland. This view coming courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. Not seeing any fog this morning in the basin. In fact, the only places where we're tracking reductions in visibility, that would be in the lower Yakima Valley, also up in the Cascades. So in those areas, take it slow on the roadways, use the low beams, all that good stuff. And some of this could be some freezing fog as temperatures this morning right around freezing for a lot of the viewing areas. Certainly well below freezing up in the Cascades, but we're also well below that in the Yakima Valley, hovering right at that 32-degree threshold in Ellensburg, and it's really just about as cold in the lower Columbia Basin and in the Blue Foothills. All that to say, you might need the ice scraper for this morning. You're definitely going to need the heavy jacket. And a little bit later today, these highs are going to be cooler compared to yesterday. Will still be maybe a degree or two above average for this time of the year. Model consensus for now going with plenty of sunshine, but just know, given that winds are going to be much lighter as opposed to yesterday, we could have that cold air draining down from higher elevations, settling into lower elevations, and that could result in some low elevation clouds and fog and gloom. So we'll see how that pans out. But then for tonight, overnight lows dropping down into the 20s across the board. So all of us are going to have to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, and the plumbing. And once again, we could maybe see some lower elevation patchy freezing fog. We're not ruling that out of the equation. High temperatures are going to go back down to a couple degrees below average for Saturday and Sunday. The coldest day of this ordeal going to be on Monday, as we could be about 5 to 10 degrees below average. More seasonal stuff into Wednesday and Thursday, but the coldest of the cold of this cold snap going to be for the mornings of Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Now, the good news is that models have trended a little bit warmer with the coldest of the cold. The bad news, it's still pretty cold, down to around 15 degrees for the mountains, valleys, basin, and foothills, down to around 10 degrees in the blue. So start making those plans right now to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, the plumbing, and the people. And unfortunately, we're going to keep it pretty dry over these next 7 days. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. High stuck in the 30s for Sunday and beyond. The coldest morning will likely be on Monday. Then in Yakima, lows down into the teens for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, only slightly warmer by next Wednesday and Thursday. Then in Ellensburg, the same cycle as Yakima, down into the teens for the mornings of Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Then in Hermiston, highs in the 30s for most, if not all, of next week. Monday morning will likely feature the lowest of the lows. And then in Walla Walla, highs around freezing for Sunday through Tuesday, then only partially thawing out by midweek of next week.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 5:50. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour. We're starting off with the top 5 local stories that you need to know this morning. First up, the Bend County Sheriff's Office is opening an investigation into a death after a body was found at Two Rivers Park in Findlay. The Bend County coroner says the body was found yesterday morning, and at this time, the preliminary investigation is underway to uncover the cause of death. A Grandview business owner lost everything after a fire on Wednesday, and a GoFundMe page has been organized to help her and her family. According to the organizer, the family suffered a huge loss, and the owner is awaiting to see if her insurance will help her. A total of 5 businesses inside the downtown building suffered damages. If you would like to donate, we have that link up on our website. And FBI officials from Portland and Seattle released new details on the suspect behind the 3 ballot box fires in Vancouver and Portland. Authorities believe a man that may have a metalworking background and welding experience was behind the fires. He's described as a 30 to 40-year-old Caucasian man who's either balding or has very short hair. The FBI is still offering a $25,000 reward for information leading to the identification, arrest, and conviction of the suspect. Rod's House in Yakima is gearing up to open its homeless shelter, to serve 13 to 17-year-olds, and the shelter opened up in November, and it's been able to house over a dozen 18 to 24-year-olds. Now, thanks to a $30,000 grant from the Pacific Power Foundation, it'll be able to help provide for youth's needs as soon as they get final state approval. The Washington State Department of Commerce announces 27 funding awards that'll help pay for affordable housing in 12 Washington counties. It's estimated to total 1,282 of new housing units. Locally, Ellensburg in Kittitas County will benefit from a little over $3 million, and Yakima County will see $3.6 million. International headlines this morning: at least 18 people remain missing in the Southern California fire zone. Now, 2 deaths have been confirmed, raising the death toll to 27. At least 12,000 structures have been damaged, including 10 schools, and a break in the winds has allowed crews to gain ground, but threats are emerging as winds are expected to pick back up next week. And this morning, the U.S. Supreme Court could issue an opinion on the TikTok ban that's set for Sunday. A delay might be possible. President Joe Biden says he's leaving implementation up to Donald Trump, who says he wants to review the ban. However, he cannot unilaterally override the law that was passed by Congress. Also, Trump claiming Hollywood has lost a lot of business over the last 4 years to foreign countries. Yesterday, he announced that he'll make Jon Voight, Mel Gibson, and Sylvester Stallone, quote, special ambassadors to Hollywood, saying the 3 actors will be in charge of revitalizing the industry. In your business news, Nintendo announces the long-awaited Nintendo Switch 2 will be released this year. The company revealed images of the console design and a teaser trailer. It did not release the exact date or say how much it'll cost. Nintendo did say it'll play both physical and digital games. And Apple is temporarily pulling its latest AI feature following backlash. The feature summarizes news notifications, but recently it had repeatedly sent misleading or false headline summaries to customers. Users must opt into it, which will emphasize that the information has been produced by AI. The company says it plans to re-enable the feature in a future update. And a one-of-a-kind event is happening today ahead of Trump's inauguration. The first ever Crypto Ball is one of many events marking the inauguration. This will take place over 4 days, and sources say Snoop Dogg is one of the headliners for the ball. The crypto industry and executives who work in it donated millions to candidates in both parties during last year's election. In your health headlines, the FDA authorized the marketing of 20 Zyn nicotine pouches, this after conducting an extensive safety review. The agency also says they pose a lower risk of cancer compared to cigarettes. However, the FDA stressed the authorization does not mean the pouches are safe nor FDA approved. And the CDC is sounding the alarm on testing for bird flu. It issued an alert following a few mysterious bird flu cases in the U.S. It's urging doctors and hospitals to perform advanced testing called subtyping for all hospitalized patients who test positive. So far, about 100,000 Americans have been hospitalized with type A flu this season. In your sports news, the upcoming Super Bowl can be streamed at no cost for the first time ever. Fox is airing the big game the old-fashioned way on regular TV, but the network will also make the game available for free on Tubi, its ad-backed app. In prior years, a password and account were needed to see the Super Bowl on a streaming service. Fox will also air the Tubi red carpet at Super Bowl 59 prior to kickoff, and the Super Bowl takes place Sunday, February 9th. And there are about 98 days until the NFL draft, which will draw hundreds of thousands of people to Green Bay, Wisconsin in April. And the city is working on security plans for the 3-day extravaganza. Among the measures include using explosive detecting canines and bomb technicians to sweep the site before everything gets started. They'll be there during the event too, and Green Bay's police chief says they're addressing all vulnerabilities to prevent anything like the New Year's Day attack in New Orleans. And that's when a driver intentionally drove into a crowd of people celebrating the new year, killing 14 people. The chief says they're also keeping an eye on how things go at the Super Bowl in New Orleans. And trending now, the late R&B singer Aaliyah is being honored with a doll made in her likeness.
Mattel unveiled its latest Barbie music collector doll of Aaliyah on Thursday, which would have been her 46th birthday. The toy company worked with Aaliyah's brother to honor her legacy.
And during her brief career, Aaliyah earned 5 Grammy nominations, and her hits included Try Again, More Than a Woman, and Rock the Boat.
Aaliyah died on August 25th, 2001 in a plane crash. She was 22 years old.
Rest in peace. Since I saw Aaliyah's precious life go too soon. You know that lyric, Drake? Nope.
I don't.
Well, I just told you about it again.
I'm sorry.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, the Yakima Airport could soon be offering flights to a popular destination for Tri-Cities residents. We tell you where that destination is coming up in our 6 o'clock hour. And Josh, what are you tracking?
And thankfully, the fog has not panned out for this morning, but we are tracking some very cold temperatures for the end of the weekend into the beginning of next week. I'll tell you just how bone chilling that's going to be coming up at 6.